Thank you for tuning in to this video here. I'm doing a couple videos on the Los Angeles Lakers roster upgrades called Let's Play Rob Pelinka. So appreciate you watching this and stay tuned for some surprising free agent signings and some surprising trades that I have as far as proposals for the Los Angeles Lakers. Love them or hate them, you must admit that the Los Angeles Lakers are one of the most iconic franchises worldwide, up there on the same level as the Dallas Cowboys. This season here, we don't know if this is going to be LeBron James' last season or not, but if he got a couple more seasons left, we can put together a couple of rosters that will potentially land him in another title game and possibly win him another NBA championship. And like I said, love it or hate them, love them or hate them, excuse me. You have to admit the NBA is a lot better when the Los Angeles Lakers are in contention. This is coming from a Denver Nuggets and Detroit Pistons fan, by the way. Now, my top three agents that I have, if I was playing the role of Rob Pelinka, would be center Naz Reid of the Minnesota Timberwolves, power forward Jonathan Kuminga of the Golden State Warriors, and shooting guard CARIS LEVERT of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Those three will be my top three free agent targets this offseason. As far as trades are concerned, we just saw a huge trade with Desmond Bane going to the Orlando Magic, and the Orlando Magic are sending Cole Anthony to the Memphis Grizzlies. I think that's a good trade, actually, on both sides, more so for the Memphis Grizzlies, acquiring Cole Anthony as a point guard there. So for the Los Angeles Lakers, from their standpoint, this is a big trade for them that I have a proposal, and that will be power forward Rui Hachimura going to the Detroit Pistons in exchange for Isaiah Stewart. Hey, we've seen it once where Dennis Rodman teamed up with Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan. So anything is possible. Yeah, Isaiah Stewart alongside LeBron James. Well, that would be funny, but in all seriousness, I do think that's a good trade for both teams. You get Isaiah Stewart in there in the paint, big center for the Los Angeles Lakers. Also, the Detroit Pistons will get Rui Hachimura, who I believe would help them tremendously as well. Let me know what you think about this proposal in the comment section. Moving on to the next one here. This proposal trade here involves Jerry Vanderbilt being traded to the Charlotte Hornets for small forward Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller was a top pick a few years ago, and they still got some kinks to work out over there in Charlotte. But I do think this will be a great addition at the small forward position for the Los Angeles Lakers. What do you think? Moving on to the next one. I tried to resist using any of the teams that are currently playing for the NBA championship. That would be the Indiana Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder, but this one I couldn't resist. I think this would be a good under the radar trade that will work for both teams. I'm not sure who's going to win. No one knows right now who's going to win the NBA championship, but I don't think you could go wrong with this deal here. Shooting guard Austin Reeves, power forward Maxi Kleber being traded to the Indiana Pacers for small forward BENEDICT MATHURIN. Let me know what you think about that particular trade proposal. I appreciate you watching. Now, this last trade proposal here is involving one of the players that I believe, once he has a consistent, healthy season, he's going to be a name that you hear around the league. That is Vic Krejci, currently of the Atlanta Hawks. Used to play for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And wow, I can imagine what they would look like if he was still there as a member of the Oklahoma City Thunder. But I have Gabe Vincent going to the Atlanta Hawks for Vic Krejci. You can look up some highlights on Vic Krejci. He's a tall point guard. I think he's like 6'7", but I've had his name in a lot of my proposal videos. I want him to be a Detroit Piston. I think he'd be a great addition for the Denver Nuggets. I think he'd be a great addition for the Orlando Magic. But in this particular instance, I have him in a trade proposal going to the Los Angeles Lakers. This is my proposed starting lineup. Point guard Luka Doncic, shooting guard, and I believe he's ready to make that leap. Dalton Knecht. You don't need him for scoring, even though he's capable of scoring buckets in the street. You really don't need him scoring because you have a lot of other scorers in the starting lineup. But I do think he's ready for that jump. Center Isaiah Stewart. Once again, you don't need his scoring. You just need him to be impactful in the paint, intimidate, drive, people from coming in, shooting layups and whatnot. So you don't need him for scoring. He can provide you a lot of rebounding, and he shoots a high percentage in the paint. Of course, power forward LeBron James. You're going to start LeBron James alongside Brandon Miller. So that will be my proposed starting lineup with Doncic, Knecht, Stewart, James, and Miller. I really appreciate you folks taking the time out to watch this video here. So this is going to be the reserves for the Los Angeles Lakers in this mock roster bill or proposal, whatever you want to call it. Shooting guard CARIS LEVERT. Power forward Dorian Finney-Smith. Shooting guard Benedict Mathurin. Point guard Vic Krejci. I see where I forgot to add MOUHAMED GUEYE in the trade with the Atlanta Hawks. I forgot to add him in there, so I asked for my apologies for that one. Shooting guard Shake Milton, shooting guard Bronny James, point guard Jordan Goodwin, and center Naj Reid. So that's a pretty deep bench to me for the Los Angeles Lakers. Let me know what you think in the comment section about this video overall. Any players you would switch out in the starting lineup, let me know as well, and we do appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next one. I'm going to be doing 2 videos on the Los Angeles Lakers rebuild. This is the first one. Compare this to the second one that's coming up, and let me know which one is your favorite. Bye.